Um, the best ideas are the simplest ideas, and you can go on a good riff off of them. I've noticed that, because if you overlook, then it could be made fun in a way that is not destructive but constructive. You could make fun of somebody for pointing it out and then laughing at them because they still refuse to acknowledge it. So like tell somebody that there are certain individuals or particular class or section of people who maybe they trade in commodities and other forms of revenue, that they have put out a call to print, money. Do they want it back in that form? Do you want these denominations of currency or revenue back in the same form that you write it up, print it out? And if those people exist, because somebody has to not want it back and somebody has to be able to print it and say, go ahead. You don't think that it's Metatron living inside of a freaking Greco-Roman like building or something that just does hegemonic things, like conducts statehood and stuff? It's gonna fall on some regular, like a human, right? And so why do you still get happy when you find money? If like it makes sense. It maybe, there's all the obvious reasons. It takes pressure off of you to come up with means to an end so that people don't get tired of your shit. So pay your bills, do this, do that. But why? See, here's the thing. If you know that there's somebody, meaning a group of people, who, if all these pallets of dollar bills landed back on them, like we think that they are motivated by the money. So if they got it all back in one day, if it all was in the pallet in the front yard, and they seen that, they would say people got it together and we gotta get the fuck out of here. Now, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm not saying it should. I'm not saying that you're supposed to do anything. But why do you get happy why do I get happy when I find $100 or $50? Because that is not natural. So what's natural is for me to have a whole bunch of knowledge or a team of people, good people, honest, strong, whatever, and they are like a repository for whatever knowledge that you want to do. So you can't even take credit. Like, you wouldn't even be able to take credit if you could, like, say, do everything to measure up to these people, whatever they're telling you. It's almost like still provided a purpose for them to fulfill it that they have not. And I don't want to imagine that they ever had an inclination, right? Some of them could get one, right? They say the Lord catches them coming and going. Okay, yeah, so why do I get happy when I find $50? If I know that this is manufactured consent in a form or a note or a bill or a rebate to get goods, or for people to owe you services or whatever. You need the goods and you need people to owe you services. Oh, you deserve to have to be ruled by the iron fist and trade pieces of worthless paper because you're fucking retarded. That's why we don't have to change anything about it. And what can you do? No, you're only one man anyways. Anything, you know what I mean? You can organize a group of men to get together and try to overpower other men so you can give them rights or take them away or dispense rights however you want to. But there's not any proof or evidence that rights is an actual thing. Like, only feelings, only because we like to believe and think that's decency and this is the right way that I would. And if I, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not a hater and I'm not on no haterisms, and it's not ever about you being on no haterisms. Who are you? You're one guy. What are you gonna do? Like, even somebody that I think is impressive that stacked like a brick house and something, and I'm a Twiggy boy or whatever like that. They still show up mysteriously, black eyes and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck if they went all the way up to the government level of Bronx Samson or whatever. They'll come back smashed up and beat up too. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know who's doing it. It's not me. I swear to God. I don't even need to be insistent. It's obvious.